Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Francois Rambles about what happened at TennoCon 2017 for far longer than he should. I'm your host and resident windbag, Francois878, and today we are going to be talking about just what was revealed at Tennolive 2017, specifically the Plains of Eidolon and Umbra. But before we get into that, really quick, I want to mention my trailer analysis for DevStream94. For those of you who are new to the channel or didn't see it, there was a very short teaser trailer that was featured at the end of DevStream94, which was the last official dev stream before TennoCon. And I broke that trailer down and tried to figure out what it was. I was not right on 90% of the trailer, and to be fair, DE was very sneaky about it. That trailer is 45 seconds. The footage that they're showing is of the Plains of Eidolon. It's the water and the rock outcrop and the DayNight Cycle, and it's great. The voiceover, however, is from The Sacrifice, which was the other big reveal that don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. It was a very sneaky trick, and I don't appreciate it very much, but it was brilliant at the same time. So I was really excited about it, and kind of disappointed that I wasn't at all even remotely close to correct on it. But I did I did say Umbra was coming, even if that's not necessarily, you know, what was actually happening. I was a little right by the skin of my teeth. But so Tennolive 2017 had two big reveals. They had the Plains of Eidolon, which is the next big expansion for Warframe. It introduces an open world concept, a 3 kilometer by 3 kilometer space that you can run in and murder birds and fish and take over enemy camps and do quests and fly around with your Archwing, and it's just, you can play to your heart's content. And it's absolutely what this game needs right now. This game is 4 years old, and it's absolutely going to change the way you play Warframe 100%. I'm going to briefly narrate the demo. DE did a 17-minute demo throughout where they landed in Cetus, which is the colony of survivors that are actually there harvesting the last living Orcan tower, and their settlement is right up against the edge of the Plains of Eidolon. So basically, Rebecca, who's playing the demo, lands from her Lisette and starts walking through the settlement of Cetus. And I thought that was the big reveal. I thought, honestly, that the big reveal for TennoCon 2017 was the fact that they made a living, breathing, real base for us to visit that had citizens and people walking around that you could talk to, that would respond to you in a way that felt organic. After the base from the Nidus quest, I think that a lot of people want something like this in-game. And I'm so glad, and I know this is this is lame to be this excited over something like this, but it fits in with the lore so well, and there is a potential for more lore later on, especially with this Orcan tower and the people, and just to actually physically see what the Warframes are fighting for and trying to protect, for me personally, is incredibly gratifying, and it makes the game feel just better. I don't know how to describe it in a more articulate way. It just feels more organic, and it's just awesome. But as Rebecca goes through this town and they're showing off these stalls in this marketplace that sell rugs and ornaments for your Lisette, you can buy masks for your operators so they can cosplay as a Warframe. I don't know how that works, but whatever. They showed off Hawk's Anvil, which is a market stall that you can go to and actually make your own melee weapons and change how they work and name them. This game, from day one, has been about customization. Fashion Frame is the true end game of Warframe. That's not just a joke. That's legitimate. Being able to craft your own weapons, even if they're not very good, and be able to name them, that's yours. That's your weapon. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be an amazing feeling to have. Even if they're not top tier, that weapon will have a special connection because it's yours. You know, and then Rebecca moves on to the next stall for companions. And people didn't get hyped up for this. I'm excited. I like my biopets. I like Kubros. I like Kavats. I know they're not, you know, the meta pick right now because of Vacuum, but I like the idea of having, you know, a Kubro or a Kavat with you. I use Kubros and Kavats frequently. I understand they're not in the meta, and I'm not judging anyone for their picks on their companions, but to have something where you can buy new pieces of armor or buy Kavat codes or, you know, maybe buy rare breeds of these Kavats or Kubros, new breeds that you can't get anywhere else, or maybe even go on a quest for this guy to obtain new Kavat genetic codes or a new rare Kubro egg that will, you know, get these where you'll get these sorts of things. That's really exciting. And in the very short footage that we saw, the guy at the stall has like a giant bird hawk thing. It's not really a hawk, but you know, it looks definitely like a bird of prey, and that's awesome too. I want a bird. I want a giant bird that'll go down and swoop and nail Grenier in the face with their talons. Are you kidding me? I want that. I need that in my life. That's awesome. I'm super hyped for that. So after the companion stall, Rebecca goes through a couple more stalls, and they come to a set of doors, and everyone goes crazy because they're like, "Oh God, what's behind the what's behind these huge, massive doors?" And they go through the doors, and of course, DE trolls us by putting another set of doors there. And so Rebecca goes through the second set of doors, and what's on the other side absolutely took my breath away. The view that you get on the Plains of Eidolon is absolutely incredible. It is breathtaking. DE Steve made a very good point that I didn't even realize that this is how I felt until he said it, but he said that up until this point, players have been a rat in a maze, going through tiny levels, you know, going through the same tile set over and over. And I didn't necessarily feel like that. I'm sure there are times I have felt like that, but not so much that I, you know, make note of it. But after seeing how immense this new area and this new open world is, I I think that's going to be more of a struggle for me now. The Plains of Eidolon were absolutely incredible. Being able to fish at your leisure, being able to, you know, go around and find different plants and herbs and crafting materials and that sort of thing to make weapons, and to bring back to the folks, the people of Ostron, the Ostron people who are the ones who inhabit Cetus. They could send you on quests for that sort of thing. And it's just absolutely incredible. And that's not even, that goes without saying, you know, going through and fighting the Grineer that are inhabiting the area in their bases, and, you know, fighting to take them out and recapture areas and bring back supplies for the Ostron. It's absolutely incredible. And they showed off being able to fly around in this area with arc wings, and being able to use non-arc wing weapons for a change, which is great and unique and interesting. And you get to use, you know, your original weapons that you're more comfortable with. And then the day-night cycle changed, and the snippet that we saw of this colossal sentient giant lumbering out of this pool of water was absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen the full trailer, I highly, highly recommend you do that, because me explaining it, it's not doing it justice. It honestly isn't. The trailer for this is absolutely going to change the way that Warframe, that we play the game. It is officially a competition now between Warframe and Anthem and Destiny 2. Warframe has thrown its hat in the ring. Warframe is going AAA before our very eyes. This is a free-to-play game, guys. This is free to play. And yet, we're getting just the biggest expansion. This is an entire game. There are game studios that would take the amount of work that the Plains of Eidolon is and ship that as a game in and of itself. It's absolutely incredible. And at this point, once they finish this demo up, my reaction is, Umbra who? What's that? I don't even remember what Umbra is. I could care less about Umbra or what it is. I don't care. I honestly don't. And I didn't really feel bad about it, honestly. The Plains of Eidolon are absolutely incredible, and it's, like I've said, this is like the 4th time. It's going to change the way we play the game, and I cannot wait for it. But we're not done. DE has one more surprise for us. At the very end, they're like, yeah, we have one more thing to show. It's just a real short trailer for the next cinematic quest. And we're going to, you know, this quest has been, the last 2 quests have been about the Tenno and about the operators. This 3rd quest is going to be about the frames, about the Warframes. And the trailer starts, and wouldn't you fucking know it, they gave us Umbra anyways. Now, I understand that a lot of people, you don't care about Umbra, and, you know, could care less, and it's a big meme now. Here's the thing. New content in Warframe is always good. If it's Umbra or not, I don't care. I'm excited that it's Umbra, because I was 10% right in my my teaser analysis. But the fact that we're getting another cinematic quest, and that's focusing around the Umbra frames, I'm totally okay with that. There was not... that trailer was much shorter. That was literally, I think, like a 45-second to maybe a 60-second trailer, basically showing off a cave in, I would assume, the moon, and it showed Excalibur Umbra jumping off of some pillars and some falling debris to pull a Nikana out of a piece of stone, sword and stone. It was very... I liked it. What was happening in the background, and Ballas was also giving a spiel about sacrifice and giving your life for someone else's. which is completely babble. It doesn't mean anything at this point. But what was also happening in the background, you could hear a respirator and you could hear a heartbeat monitor. So, and that's 100%. Let me tell you what, I've seen enough Grey's Anatomy and I've seen enough Private Practice to know what a respirator and what a fucking heartbeat monitor sounds like. And that's exactly what it is. So, my theory, which I know are very dangerous because I'm usually wrong, are my theory on Umbra is that Ballas is still alive and he's been on life support, unconscious for hundreds of years, somehow, you know, kept alive, hidden away somewhere. Or at the very least, someone is still alive. I don't know who. We did get a snippet of Ballas artwork, so I'm not sure who else it would be. There's no reason for them to reveal to us what Ballas looks like unless Ballas is coming back. You know, keeping him as this mysterious character who created the frames, it benefits them more if they're not gonna actually reveal him to us. Which is very interesting, because if the Sentients are gearing up again for another war, having the dude who created the Warframes alive and helping us might be for the best. Who knows? Maybe he teams up with the Sentients and we need to kill them both. At this point, anything goes. I've officially retired my theory crafting because I'm just always wrong. I'm so off base. Really quick, also something that was mentioned briefly was the rework for the focus system. Instead of, I'm not sure if they're still intent on reworking the focus skill trees themselves, but at the very least, we're now going to get armor and weapons for the operators from Cetus, from the Cetus market, from the Ostron people, for our operators that will change the way that our operators fight and will enhance our innate Tenno abilities, our beam and our dash and our invisibility and all that. So that's interesting, and I'm glad that DE is working on a way to change that. And the armor that they concepted looked pretty damn cool too, so I'm psyched for that. But that is, I think that's about it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. A little shorter than the last video, not by much, but I tried. I'm sorry. There's just too much to talk about for this stuff. Release date-wise, we have no date on the Sacrifice, and supposedly, according to DE Steve on Twitter, the Plains of Eidolon are supposed to come out much sooner than December, is how he put it. So hopefully, my bet is October, November is my theory right now on when we're going to get the Plains. But we'll see. We'll see. I am totally sorry, my door just opened. Professionalism. We'll see, though. Until next time, folks, I've been your host of the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.